Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new to my channel. I'm an online reseller, so I pick up items at thrift stores and I flip them on sites like eBay and Poshmark to make a profit. In today's video, we are going to be talking about all of my sales from last week on all of the platforms that I sold on. So we'll do a quick breakdown of the numbers, and then I will also share some of what I thought were really good items that you can look for at your local thrift store.
So all of these sales numbers are between January 10th and the 16th. That is a Sunday through a Saturday, and that is how I calculate my weeks. If you are just now getting into reselling and you are trying to figure out how to do your bookkeeping, I highly recommend calculating weeks between Sundays and Saturdays, because that is how most of these platforms make their spreadsheets and their documents and their reports are all calculated as weeks being from Sunday through Saturday. So I had a very slow sales week, and that is because my life got very busy and I could not list or have as much activity as I normally would. So this is on me, but still, for a part-time reseller, I think is a great sales week. I sold a total of 40 items, and that made my gross sales $1,391.54. Average sale price where I would like it to be between 30 and 40. My average sale price was $34.79. My total cost of goods was $240.80. A little high this week. There were a couple items that I paid up for. And then my average cost of goods was $6.02 this week. On eBay, I sold 23 items. On Poshmark, I sold 16 items. And then I had just one other sale on Mercari. This Mercari sale, I'm not going to show you today. It was a very old item that I was trying to move, which I sold for $19. On eBay, my gross sales were $912.54 with an average sale price of almost $40. And then on Poshmark, $460 with an average sale price of almost $29. Let's jump into some of these highlighted sales. I don't have as much to show you this week, but I will show you ones that I thought were worth noting. So I sold a couple pairs of shoes this week. These are Fly Londons. Definitely a brand I would recommend you be on the lookout for. And the bottoms of them are pretty identifiable too. I think they always have that little, what I think is that a bee logo? Some kind of a bug logo. Most of the time they sell wedges. At least that's what I come across most often. So these are a pair of leather sandals. I had these ones listed for $49.99, and a buyer actually asked if they could purchase them for $40, which I said absolutely. Had trouble sending them offers, so I just ended the listing and relisted at the $40 that they were asking for, and then they purchased outright. But originally I did have these priced around $50. These are a pair of LL Bean women's shoes. These were called the Maine hunting shoe. And one of the things I like about a lot of LL Bean shoes is a lot of them will have the style name on the back. And so it makes it really easy to look up. These were basically just a low top duck boot. And I have these listed for $29.91. They sold very quickly once I got them listed at full asking price. Here's a brand I've been learning about recently and picking up some of their items. The brand is called Neon Buddha. I try to focus on more substantial pieces like the jackets. The jackets seem to do well, especially when they're very artsy, very log and look, and have a lot of buttons. So this one definitely fit all of that criteria. And it actually went on an international sale through the global shipping program. Had this one listed for $49.99, and it did sell at my full asking price, again with the global shipping program. And you'll see that I did include the words artsy and log and look in my title, which are two words I think I would definitely associate with this brand if you come across it. I like to show tried and true bread and butter pieces because this is stuff you can come across pretty often and flip really quickly, and I almost always pick up distressed American Eagle jeggings. They never fail me. These ones were a size 8, which was a pretty good size. Dark wash with a lot of distressing. Again, the key is the distressing. And these did sell for my full asking price, $24.99. I've sold this brand before, and so I wanted to show it. It is Marla Wynn. I don't come across it often, but they sell really great plus size pieces. This is a duster cardigan, kind of a geometric print. And I have this one listed for $34.91. And I sent out offers to watchers. It ended up selling for $31.42. Here's another LL Bean item. I've been coming across these pretty often and they do very well for me. This is just a women's vintage corduroy like shirt jacket. So a little bit thicker, which is why I call it a shirt jacket, but it is a button-up like pocket shirt. These ones in corduroy always flip very quickly for me, usually around the $30 mark. I have these ones listed for $29.91, and it did sell at my full asking price. This is a North Face men's waffle pullover. This is very thin material and an older style, as you'll be able to see from the tag here. And so I don't usually pick up older North Face pieces unless I get them relatively cheap, or if there's something I know are going to sell quickly. These waffle knits tend to do pretty well, I think especially in this black color. I have this one listed for $29.99 and I sent out offers. It ended up selling for $26.99. This is Sparrow, which is a brand sold at Anthropologie. I don't pick this up all the time, but I picked this one up in particular because it was a more substantial piece. It was a wool knit jacket, really high quality, and I just like the style and the neutral colors. Had this listed at $29.99 and it did sell at my full asking price. Talked about this in a recent video, but I sold these pair of men's Ed Hardy jeans. These ones were pre-owned, but they were in really great condition. They are just black with some skulls on the front, and then back pockets were really unique. You can see how long and unique they are. Here's a close-up of the skulls. Ed Hardy's a brand that's coming back in style, especially the vintage pieces, so I would definitely keep an eye out for that. But the men's jeans do really well if you've got a good graphic or a good style. I would say the crazier, probably the better for the men's jeans. Had these ones listed at $79.99 and they did sell at my full asking price. This is a Ralph Lauren women's barn coat. This one was really nice and it was really hard to convey in photos, but I will give you a close-up here so you can see all the details. So there are some like corduroy areas along the collar and a little pad here and along the zippers. And then the sleeves were quilted as well. So a lot of detail went into this. Really great condition. Really nice contrast with the gold buttons. Ralph Lauren's definitely a brand I look for and pick up often in unique pieces. Might be one of my favorite brands to sell. So this was a sale on Poshmark and I sold this for an offer of $43. Also sold this jacket on Poshmark. This is a Wrangler men's denim jean jacket. Tag was a little bit older. I couldn't tell whether it was vintage or not, so I didn't put that in the listing, but I do think it was an older style. Denim jackets just do well in general, but when you pair them with a pretty well-known brand, I think they do pretty well. And this was kind of that trucker style that everybody's looking for. And this sold for $35. This is a women's J. Crew schoolboy blazer. Definitely a style I recommend you pick up. This was a size 4, navy blue with gold buttons, and blazers always does really, really well for me. And this one had kind of those surgeon cuffs where there's a bunch of buttons, but they are working, not just decorative. And this one sold for $40. This one surprised me. I shouldn't say surprised me because I picked it up with the intention to sell it for more than I was expecting, but I took a chance on this cardigan. This is by Falls Creek, which I think is a brand that's like sold at Kohl's or somewhere like that. But I could not pass up the style of this. It was really well made, kind of a thicker, fuzzy sweater and super soft, but it had this really pretty Western print along the trim. And I just thought that somebody would really like this, so I used the keywords fuzzy, Western, and I priced it higher and it ended up selling for $27, which is a lot for this brand. So again, I attribute that to the style, but I was really happy with that sale. Here's another blazer. This is a corduroy Tommy Hilfiger blazer, and the reason I picked this one up was because of the logo crest right here. Brands like Tommy Hilfiger or Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren do really well when there are crests of their, not like of initials, but of their branding on the front of the blazer. So this one was in great condition. I listed it, I think around $40-ish, and it ended up selling on an offer for $31. So I would keep your eye out for anything with crest, and when you do your comps, make sure to put the word crest while you're doing your search. Corduroy collared canvas jacket. I put the words barn and chore in there. That's typically what I'll do with jackets like this. This was also flannel lined. And Dickies is kind of like a brand like Carhartt. They make workwear, and I love selling utility workwear pieces because they flip really quickly and for good money. This one was in decent condition, but as you can see, it's a little bit worn in. But for workwear, that doesn't usually matter. I sold this one for $31. If you come across a pretty substantial Dickies jacket, I'd say definitely worth picking up if you can get it for cheap. And these are a pair of Skechers Shape Up walking shoes. I believe this is my first time or second time selling Shape Ups. I know that they can sometimes be valuable, but I don't usually pick them up because they're usually trashed. These ones were in pretty decent condition. There was some slight discoloration around the edges just because they were really old, but I listed them as is, and they did sell for $35. So I think it depends on the style. I think you want to look for older ones, the more vintage looking ones, and I think neutral colors are great, and of course the condition is going to matter a lot. But these did sell for $35 with a couple of marks, which I was really happy with. And lastly is another denim jacket. This is a Levi Strauss men's trucker jacket, and this had a really nice wash to it. Levi's denim jackets just always do well for me. You can't go wrong with picking up men's Levi's denim jackets. And this one ended up selling for $54. I do recommend that here on the tag you're going to see these numbers. I usually put those somewhere in my listing, whether it's the description or the title if you've got room. Sometimes people are looking for a particular style or wash, so I like to put that into my title. I find that that helps to sell the listing. So put that in there. Again, sold for $54, which is really great for a denim jacket.
Okay, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know how your sales are going for you this past week. What are some of your goals for 2021? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.